Hey, it's Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini, and I have been teaching sewing and quilting classes for over 15 years now. Some of my favorite projects to make that are quick and easy are like the little gift pouch, zippered pouches type of projects. And so one of the issues and concerns that I most often hear from my students is that even with some practice, no matter how many little projects they try, they just can't seem to nail down their zipper sewing technique. So if you struggle with sewing zippers and you like to make a little pouch and quick gifts, definitely keep watching this video because I'm going to share my tips with you here. My team and I have been busy working on the next Crafty Gemini Video Bag Club. This will be the 9th bag club that I host over the past 5 or 6 years, and I'm calling this one my mini edition because we will be tackling smaller, quicker, and easier to make projects that will be great in time for gift giving or even selling at a local craft fair. When we talk about making small gifts, pouches, little bags, and projects like that, we know that oftentimes it requires some type of a closure, whether that be a metal or plastic snap, even a hook and loop tape, but most often I think we tend to see that it requires a zipper installation technique. Now, a lot of students struggle with installing zippers, and I find that some of the main reasons why is that they're either not using the correct zipper for that project or they don't have the right setup, meaning you don't have the right tools or the right presser foot and things like that. So I want to share with you in this video some of my tips and tricks to help get you started with zipper installation, okay? So let's head on over to my work table. I will pull out the most commonly used zippers in bag making projects and I'll share some tips and tricks. So I'm going to share with you 3 tips or 3 things to keep in mind when you're choosing and sewing a zipper for like a little bag making project. Here I have a good variety of zippers. You can see that they come in different colors, in different lengths, and also in different types of zippers based on either the tape or the positioning of where the zipper teeth, which is this metal part that you can see really clearly on this metal zipper. These ones are plastic teeth and these are metal. These are plastic as well, but they are thicker. So it's really, really important that you select the correct zipper for the project that you are making. So first we'll talk about this one down here. You don't actually see the zipper teeth on top like you would a craft zipper. This is what we call a craft or number 3 zipper, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But you can see how it's different from this one. If we flip it over, you see the teeth on the back side. And so this is an invisible zipper that is most commonly used in garments. So if you've ever worn a woven skirt that has a zipper on the back or a dress, you know that when it zips up, the fabric of the garment would be sewn to both sides so that the zipper comes up when it's closed, but you don't actually see the zipper or the zipper teeth exposed like you would with some of the other zippers I have here. So if we're talking about making bag projects and little small pouches and things, I would stay away from these. Okay, so no invisible zippers for us. Then we have this large heavy-duty zipper. You can tell also by the size and the weight of the zipper pull. This part is metal, but the teeth themselves are plastic. Look how big and chunky those teeth are. This automatically, just by looking at it and the size of the teeth, you can tell that this is for a more heavy-duty application. This is what I would call a jacket zipper, and I often install these on my bomber jackets and that kind of stuff, okay? Thicker fabrics, more layers, and for clothes most of the time. You can absolutely still use this in a bag, but I'm just saying stay away from it for now because although these teeth are plastic, these are not plastic teeth that you'll want to sew through. You will definitely break a needle or worse, your machine. So we'll set that jacket zipper aside because when we're talking about making quick and little bag projects, that's not the zipper I want you to reach for. Okay, then if you go to your local fabric store, you oftentimes will find them like this. This is probably the most expensive way to pick up your zippers. Nowadays, we can just buy these type in bulk, but I want you to notice what it talks about here when it comes to the measurement, and I'll teach you how to measure your zippers in a second. But this is a metal zipper. It says all-purpose. So when I take it out of here, it's stapled to a little card. Take that off. And then you can see that there are metal teeth, look similar to this one, okay? But it is longer, and that is because this one says it's 14 inches. When it comes to measuring a zipper, you measure from metal to metal stop. In other words, if you open the zipper a little bit, you will see that right here on this end, I have a chunk of metal that's clamped down onto the zipper tape. And that is what keeps the zipper pull from flying completely off. So when I go like this and it doesn't go any further, It's because it's stopping on that metal stop. So there's one metal stop on each side there, and then you'll have another one at the end of the zipper here. So you'll notice when I open it, it doesn't go anymore because of that metal stop. So when I say the measurement of that zipper goes from metal to metal stop, here to here, that's what you want to measure, okay? The tape itself is actually longer, and so it just depends on the designer and the project that you're making, what the pattern calls for. Just know that from this metal stop to this metal stop is about 14 inches, and they're not always exact. So oftentimes you'll hear us tell you to start off with a longer zipper because as you make the project, we will trim it down. But that's how you measure a zipper, from metal stop to metal stop. Now, if you're wondering if I use metal zippers in my bag projects, I absolutely do. You can see this one had a hot pink tape. You can put cute charms on the ends of your zippers to make little projects like this, okay? So this is a metal zipper, so that was installed there. However, similar to the chunkier jacket zipper that I mentioned to stay away from if you're a beginner, because you won't want to sew through that, you definitely won't want to sew through metal teeth either. There are ways to work around working with metal zippers, but again, because of that, there's like some sneaky bits that you need to think about. I say stay away from the metal zippers if you are new. Now, let's finally get to the good ones, the easy ones. And actually, this is a metal zipper. So we'll set that one aside for now. Because the ones that we most often use, I would say 90% of the time when we make a bag project, this is what we're using. It's going to be one of these. These two are the same type of zipper. Difference is one is longer. And this is a similar type, but thicker, bigger, and this is what we would call a handbag zipper. That doesn't mean that you can't use other zippers to make handbags. This is just what this is called. So let's talk a little bit about them and compare and contrast them. These, you can see, they are the same width. The zipper tape itself is 1 inch wide, okay? That includes zipper tape on both sides and the teeth going down the middle. These are very lightweight, super inexpensive. You can get them in large bulk. I will include links in the description box below in case you want to get some zippers and try out some projects, okay? So these two are the ones. This is your craft zipper, also known as a number 3 zipper. So whether you're looking online in an online shop or a pattern and it calls for a number 3 zipper, this is what they're talking about. A craft zipper, this is what they're talking about. Okay, so those are two ways to refer to it. They're lightweight, they're pliable, they're probably going to be some of the easiest ones to sew into your projects, especially to cut costs. If you're planning to give a bunch of bunch of little projects that have zippers in them as gifts or to sell them, this is also the inexpensive route that you may want to take. Okay, the next one, similar. Same type of material for the zipper tape. The zipper teeth are also plastic, so easy to cut with scissors, easy to sew through. We can sew through the zipper teeth on all of these. However, the main difference is going to be the width of the zipper tape, because this measures 1 1/4 inches wide. So it's 1/4 of an inch wider than these, okay? And then also, let's have a look at the zipper pulls. On the craft zippers, they're like just these short, narrow, lightweight metal pulls. And on the handbag zippers, you can either get them where they have just one metal pull, and they usually look like these anyways. They're thick like that. They have a larger handle because it is a heavier zipper. The idea is you're probably installing these in a bigger bag, so they give you a bigger handle to hold on to here for opening and closing. That would be one with a single pull, or you can get these that we also carry in our shop, and they are double pull. So the reason for this is, say you have a project like this one, my Sunset Project bag. This zipper that was installed here is that handbag zipper, okay? This one. Now, on a project like this, you can see that it makes sense to install the ones with the double zipper pull because I can go both ways and open up whatever I have been storing in here. This is my circular sock machine, manuals and stuff. Okay, so like that, then you can zip and zip. So I often will use these double pulls in organizers, project bags, lunch boxes, and stuff like that I make. It makes sense to have these, and they're larger, they're easier to grab onto, thicker, and you can see for a more heavier, bigger, more weighted project, these make perfect sense. Now here I have my Duo zipper pouch. This is a free tutorial here on my YouTube channel. You can look it up and I'll put the link in the description box. But in this one project, in this step-by-step free tutorial I teach you how to install zippers 2 ways. This one here, you can see the contrasting fabric for the zipper tab ends here, the black and white fabric, allows you to get a nice clean finish on the sides and the top of your zipper for your pouch. So that's one technique. And then I also show you how to put in this type of a zipper where this was a full front panel. You can see the same fabric here and here, and we cut into it and install this zipper so that we have a built-in zippered pocket, which is common for those of us that make bags to include something like this on the inside of the lining of a bag, a tote bag or something. So 2 different zipper installation techniques. I'll include the link to this tutorial. It's called the Duo Zipper Pouch, where you can watch it, and this would be a great project to get started on if you are new to craft zippers. Now, tip number 2 for successful zipper installation is to make sure that the sewing machine you are using has a zipper foot that you can change out. A lot of times people think you only keep the one regular presser foot, usually looks something like this for some home sewing machines. This is way too wide to get in on the side of one of these craft zippers, okay? So what happens oftentimes when students are sewing, they'll say, my seam of where I sewed the zipper is crooked. And that is oftentimes because they're trying to install the zipper with this chunkier foot. And so as you're guiding it through the machine, it's like the presser foot is jumping on the zipper teeth, which is obviously an uneven layer, okay? The zipper teeth stick up higher than the zipper tape. And so they're kind of running along and it's like bump, bump, bump up on top of the zipper teeth, then back down on the tape, then back up on the zipper teeth. And that is a surefire way to guarantee you will have a crooked seam here. Okay, so you need to have a proper zipper foot for your machine make and model. And here I have 3 different feet that work on 3 different machines. So they may look a little different. On this zipper foot is for a semi-industrial machine. So I need to install it fully with the screw on the side. The other ones are for domestic home sewing machines, which use snap-on feet. And so I have the little bar there. I will typically 95% of the time install my zipper foot so that it clips onto the machine on this left side bar. Okay, you can see that different companies will slightly look different, different type of metal. Yours might be fully clear. Yours might be metal and clear. It just depends. Check out your user manual. Look up the make and model of the machine that you're using and make sure that you have the zipper foot and install it before you start trying to sew. So the way that these work is that you can see it's like a little ski, okay? The needle comes down on either side of this center core of the foot. So there's a little notch here and there's a little notch here. So this is the bar that clamps onto my machine. 95% of the time I clamp it to the left and I will have my needle come down in this little notch. You see there's a notch here and a notch here. Depending on which side you have flipped your project to sew on, where you want the needle to be. One other thing is to absolutely make sure that your sewing machine needle is set to the default center position, because if you have scooted your needle over in either direction and you swap off the presser foot for the zipper foot, the needle may come down right here and it's going to break as soon as you try to take the first stitch. It's going to go clunk, and if it hits that metal here in the middle, it's going to break. So you got to make sure the needle is in the center default position, clamp it to this left side, and that needle will come down right in there. So if you're sewing along on this side of fabric with zipper tape, okay, the needle is going to be right here in this little notch. So notice what happens. Because the little sled part here is just wide enough for the zipper tape, it can slide right by it so that you measure along the side edge here as your guide, or you can be measuring this side edge along the side of the zipper teeth, but it doesn't actually go on top of the zipper teeth like the wider foot did, okay? Because it's not that wide. So it's narrower and tapered, and then you'll see that on the back side, there's like a little groove that's cut out. Do you see that? And that is designed to ride along the top of the zipper teeth without it being uneven. So that little bit rides right on top there. That wider portion of the zipper foot is riding with those little cutouts right on top of the zipper teeth, and your needle's coming down right there, nice and close next to the zipper teeth, but without actually being on top of them. That is tip number 2. Make sure you have the right zipper foot for the machine make and model that you will be using. Now for my third tip, I'm going to show you how you can change the zipper pull on these smaller, simpler number 3 craft zippers. So oftentimes you'll see us in the handbag zippers, people will change out their zipper pulls, use some really fun ones like this rainbow. Things like that are typical, okay, of the larger number 5 handbag zippers. That's what those were called. But you can also do that for these little ones too. So let me show you how this would work. and grab some scissors or a rotary cutter. You would have to cut off before one of the metal stops so that then you can go like this. And this is a tip for if you're doing this on purpose or if you do it by mistake as well. Sometimes we forget that we cut it and you go to open the zipper while you're constructing a project and it goes like that. And then you think, oh no, my project is ruined. But you can set this one aside and swap it onto a different zipper. Say I wanted to add this hot pink zipper pull to here. Here is how I would do it. You got to turn it around so that the rounder portion with the larger openings on the sides are going in towards the zipper teeth. I typically on these, it's almost super fast and easy to do. I just insert them on each side, hold down with my thumb and pointer finger on the left, and then I grab the zipper pull itself on my right hand and just push against it. Once you get those first couple of teeth in, typically you can just pick it up like this, close up the zipper teeth on the other side, and zip it right on. Okay, so sometimes it takes a little bit of handling. One thing that you want to do is try to keep your hands away from the cut end of the zipper tape, because if you mess with this portion too much, you'll start to fray and kind of unravel the fabric itself, and that can really make it a lot more difficult for you to slide the little slider on. But see, that's a quick and easy and fun way for you to add some pops of color to your smaller zipper pouch projects. All right, so there you have it, a quick little overview and some tips and things to keep in mind when you're selecting and sewing your zippers in your bag making projects. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you learned something, give it a thumbs up below. And if you're not yet subscribed, make sure to click the subscribe button so that you can stay in the loop when I release the next video, because in that one, I will be sharing with you some of the things that I think are important to keep in mind when you're either gifting or selling your handmade sewing projects. So thanks again for tuning in. I hope to see y'all in the next video. And if you're not on my email newsletter, make sure to head over to craftygemini.com. The link is below. And that way you can enter your email address and stay in the loop of when we open up registration for this new online bag club. So this is the type of content that I will be featuring in my courses, the tips and tricks I like to share with my students. And I hope you'll join us.